The We Knew the Moon podcast is now the official podcast of the Goddess Temple Twickenham. Find out more on their website, www.goddesstempletwickenham.org, or find the Goddess Temple Twickenham on Facebook and Instagram. You're listening to We Knew the Moon with Dee Safier, an empath who started a podcast to explore the universe, spirituality, and all things witchy woo-woo. Don't forget to check out the website wenewthemoon.co.uk for all your I do what I want and the moon made me do it merch, whichever excuse you prefer to use for all of your life choices. Hi everyone, this is Dee from We Knew the Moon podcast, and I'm so pleased that we've got Sareta back. Hi Sareta.
Hello, hiya.
So Sareta, you joined us last time for an episode on exorcisms. And as a reminder, Sareta is my dear friend. She's former award-winning mummy blogger that rebranded to align with her authentic creative self. And she now is a writer, podcaster, and content creator. Now, why don't you, before we get going, start by telling us a little bit about your podcast?
Oh, so hi again.
Hi.
And thank you for having me back again. It's been such a pleasure. I love
You're going to be coming back again and again and again because I love recording with you. You very kindly had me on your podcast. So
we did back in March. Yes. And what did we speak about? That was what you do, obviously. Yep. Do you know what? I completely forgot about my whole podcast because I'm just totally now thinking of cults and exorcisms and voodoo and all of that. I'm
in a specific mind frame. Yeah. We were just talking about how difficult it is to describe what you do, especially when you've got lots of little fingers in different pies, you know, and I was recommending the multi-hyphen method by Emma Gannon, I think is how you say her name, which is all about that, how us people of our age and younger quite often have multiple different jobs. And when older people ask us what we do, we're like, oh God, how do I explain this?
Yeah, because it's really difficult when you don't just have like in a traditional sense.
I'm a doctor, I'm an accountant, I'm this, and people get it. They know what that job involves. They understand it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so,
not us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my podcast, there are two of us. It's me and I have a co-host called C, and we talk about rebranding. So the show is actually called Women Who Rebrand. It's not necessarily just for women. Anyone can come on, anyone can listen. But essentially, it's just kind of celebrating natural transitions in life and natural progression. And in a way, if you want to put a fancy name on it, rebranding.
Yeah, I love it.
We talk to guests who have changed direction in their lives, have started anew, started afresh, or have a new business or anything really. It's just kind of, again, celebrating change, because I think change equals growth, and it's all positive and it's all good. Something can happen out of the dark, transition into a beautiful butterfly. You'll get through it in the end.
I think that's beautiful because, you know, when you have, let's say, setbacks or difficulties or obstacles, it is a really lovely opportunity to rebuild in a way that suits you better.
100%.
It's a fantastic podcast. Do check it out. I think that especially after this pandemic, or I don't know if we're after this pandemic, are we post-pandemic yet? Who knows? But definitely the pandemic made everyone kind of reflect a lot more on where they are in life and what they want to do and what their priorities are. And so, yeah, there's been a lot of rebranding, I think.
Check that out. We are Women Who Rebrand on Instagram and all your favorite podcast platforms.
Fantastic. And I'll put the links in the show notes as well. So everyone check her out. I will also put links to your website because you're just fantastic. I always love keeping up with what you're doing because it's always something amazing. Everything you touch is just glittery and fantastic.
And sometimes pink, but sometimes black.
Well, we were just saying my partner described you. He met you for the first time recently. I've known you for, it's got to be about 10 years now, right?
Yeah, even more actually. Yeah, about 13 years. Whoa.
What? We're old. But my partner met you for the first time recently. He'd heard a lot about you, and he described your aesthetic as bubblegum goth. which I love. It's like he summed you up so quickly, so accurately.
Do you know what? Not many people have been able to, but yeah, I'm going to claim that. Bubblegum goth. I love it. Thank you.
I absolutely adore it. Yeah. So last time you were on the show and we talked about exorcisms, and this time around you are going to be presenting a topic to me, and I'm so excited because it's something that I can't wait to learn more about, and it is drum roll.
It's about candle magic. I'm going to make this disclaimer. I am quite spiritual, but I'm not someone that claims to know everything about everything.
Wait, are you not the High Priestess of Colchester?
The high bubblegum goth priestess of the Temple of Doom, Colchester. Yes. It's just something that I guess I've just found fascinating over the years.
I think candles are really interesting because they are another thing that pop up in almost every religious belief and spiritual belief, right?
Yes. There are candles everywhere.
In Christian churches, which you and I are most familiar with because that's our background, candles are a big part of services and mass. And, you know, you have your baptism candle and you have, you know, I just went to a wedding in Ireland where it was so cute because the bride and the groom each had their own candle. And then from that, they lit their communal candle, their joint candle as they got married. Fire, candles burning,
light.
Pop up in every light. Exactly. They pop up in every spiritual practice, I think, which is why it's so interesting. But you're going to specifically talk about candle magic, which is so exciting.
Yes.
So yeah, over to you. What are you going to tell us?
Right. So candle magic. Candle magic is driven by the element of fire, which represents transformation, which again, kind of going back to my podcast, it's basically a transformation, a new beginning. So I think that's probably why I was drawn to candle magic and candle work.
So, Sareta, I actually did a little sneaky look at your birth chart, which we've looked at together before. But what we didn't talk about last time was your Lilith placement. And your Lilith is in Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. And Lilith represents what we have deep, lurking below, what we've buried, and so forth. So if you're a fire sign in Lilith, it's just kind of not a surprise to me that you like fire, basically.
Oh, no, I do actually really like fires. I'm always doing like fire ceremony type things because I'm just drawn to that.
Exactly. Same. So my birth chart, I have a really, really high incident of fire signs in my birth chart. And my sun sign is Aries, which is fire sign. We love fire is basically what I'm saying.
We do. We do.
How does that play into candles and so forth?
I guess it makes sense because as well, in terms of, I know this is about candle work, but there are loads of things that you can do with fire in terms of like manifesting. But I think I use fire as a means to, I guess, set my intentions. And I guess because I, again, have fires in my garden and stuff like that, that's just a bigger version of a candle.
Yeah, exactly. When you have to set your intention in some kind of ritual form, it also means that you have to actually sit down and think what your intentions are,
right?
Which is super useful. How do you know what you want if you don't stop and think, well, what do I actually want to make me happy? And then how will I know if I get it, if I haven't identified it?
Right.
It's an important part of the process in manifesting and so forth, isn't it? Is knowing what you actually want to manifest, thinking about it, and then thinking out, how am I going to get to that stage? You know, we're not in any way saying that if you want something in life, just light a candle and it'll come to you.
No,
you gotta do the legwork.
Yeah, and I think it's just when you're doing these things, it kind of makes you slow down and makes you think about it. Like you said, having that time. I have like little rituals that I'll do if I'm in a mode of wanting to let go of some energy or something that, you know, is playing on my mind. I've done it around the full moon, actually. I don't know if it's the right time.
No, that's the perfect time. Full moon to new moon is the perfect time for doing any kind of work, practice, spell, whatever, that is about letting go.
Oh, well, there you go then. And no one told me that, and I just did it.
You knew it intuitively. Yeah.
Yeah, intuition, let's call it. But I'll get a piece of paper, write down the thing that's bothering me or what I want to let go, fold it up, think about that as I'm going to throw it into the fire, and I do.
Burn that fucker. Yeah, nice.
It's satisfying to see it just kind of burn and just be released into the air.
Yeah. The way that I use candles most, and I would love to sort of incorporate them more in my practice, is around my full moon bath. If you want to hear more about full moon baths, you got to listen to the episode that we recorded for your podcast. Yeah. So part of the way that I make my moon bath feel more special is that I light all my candles in a little arrangement on my toilet seat, which is next to the bathtub. But yeah, definitely lighting the candles makes it feel more like my special little pamper time, my ritual. And again, you know, that because I've talked to you about it a lot, that for me is my opportunity to release and let go of everything that didn't serve me in that lunar cycle. So yeah, that's what I use the candles for.
So if you were going to do that, so there's different color candles that you can use. So you can get even deeper with it. And I think as you go along and learn more, I think it's just about making your intentions that little bit stronger. So it's not necessarily that you need to do it, because I think it's perfectly fine without. But if you are simply just add in bulk, isn't it? Like, you know, if you want a sweet latte, you add some extra syrup.
Yeah,
just that little bit sweeter. Apparently, white candles promotes serenity. I can never say that word. And peace, and enhances personal strength and insight. So that would probably be quite a good one.
Which makes sense why you always get the white candles in church and stuff, right? It's about peace and serenity. Also, one thing I do know, it's not very much, but the one thing I do know is that white candles can be substituted for any of the other candle colors. So you don't have to get a million different colored candles if you don't want to. You can just use a white candle for all of them, because it is the most important thing is your intention, right?
Yes, 100%. Most definitely. Yeah. And it can be quite expensive.
I learned a little tip from I respect her greatly as a witch. If you want to get different colored candles cheaply, and also it's annoying when you have to buy like a massive big green candle because you want to do a green candle spell. And then you have to spend lots of money on it, and you only need to burn it for a little bit. She recommended getting different colored birthday candles. They're unscented, they're different colors, and it's fucking cheap.
And you can get those swirly ones with the white. So it's like binded with some extra serenity and peace. That's such a good idea.
And also they're small, so they're perfect for using for like one bath time or one little ceremony that you're doing for yourself.
Oh, I can't wait for the next full moon. I'm going to have my fire. I'm going to have my bath. I'm going to have my candles. I'm going to have my crystals. I'm going to step out like an actual goddess. So yeah, back to candles.
Just really obsessed with baths at the moment, aren't we?
Well, I think, do you know what? I think it's just about fire. There's just something so deeply symbolic about fire.
So white candles are serenity, peace, can be used to represent, substituted for all the different color candles. What else have we got?
A popular one, well, I don't know if it's popular or if I just see it in movies, black candles. Black candles.
And people get wary of black, don't they?
They do.
It's not so that you can perform your satanic rituals. What does it mean, actually, the black candle?
So black is for psychic protection. I'm very wary of the power of words. So even if it's like your next door neighbor, something small like that, saying, I don't like her. I just don't like her. That just, for me, sends some kind of bad energy your way, whether they meant it to be malicious or to harm you, but they're just putting out into the universe some bad juju, some bad stuff. Then I think over time that can accumulate, and I don't want any bad stuff around me. So I often do protection things, whether that's incense, again, burning with the incense and fire, or I've never actually used a black candle. I might use a black candle, but yeah, I definitely do stuff like that, and crystals as well for protection.
I think it's important to note, you mentioned crystals. I think that these colors, the colors of the candles, if it seems like a really alien concept to you, it's very closely linked to the different colors in color therapy and crystals, right? So the black crystals tend to be more for protection. Yeah. Obsidian, tourmaline, jet, hematite. Those are all the
Yeah.
really good ones for protection. And obviously they're all black. So
Yeah. It's unfortunate that so many people, obviously, historically, black has been like an evil color. So there's black cats. That's a symbol of bad luck. Da, la, la, la.
black magic.
Yeah, but usually it's just about protection. I've got
Yeah.
a black cat tattoo, number 13.
Hmm.
For me, I just think it's kind of the opposite. I like black cats. I'm like, isn't that good luck somewhere? I'm sure I've read it's good luck somewhere if you look into it.
Well, you're a bubblegum goth and I'm a goth
True.
goth. So we both love our black, don't we? It's either bright, obnoxious colors or black.
There's no it. There's literally the in between is grey, and I hate grey.
Yeah.
I am grey. No, it's all right for some places, but not for me. No, yeah. But yeah, in terms of protection, it can be a small thing like your neighbor next door saying, I hate you. Or when you go into actual spiritual work or actual people that actually do set spells or whatever on you, it's kind of just protecting you from all of that.
We had an episode on crystals and we talked about the different color crystals, and it also came up again in the chakra healing episode, because you've got different colors associated with your different chakras, and all of them are linked. And I think this is true as well of the different color candles, but there's science behind color therapy. Yes. I don't know it because I'm not a scientist, but there is science behind, and a lot of money goes into it with like paint companies wanting to know,
yes,
you know, but like yellow is known to make us more cheerful and lift our moods. So it's not a surprise that the yellow crystals are quite often the mood lifting ones, and reds and pinks are the color of passion and romance, and we associate it with that.
I had a reading when we went to Glastonbury that time, and he told me that my throat chakra was blocked. And I was like, okay, what's that about? Because me personally, I've never actually looked into chakras. It's on my list because there's so many things to learn.
I've got an episode about it.
Yes.
Throat chakra is blue.
Yeah, he said to get either a blue crystal around your neck or wear blue if you, and I was like, funny enough, I don't have anything blue. I have jeans, which I never really wear. So I'm like, I'm going to have to get some blue clothes.
I like how you're like, oh, that means I have to go shopping.
I know. Unfortunately, I have to buy more clothes. In terms of candle magic, you could light a blue candle. That connects with your chakras and any emotional wounds that need healing, which was quite funny because when he said your throat chakra's blocked, he was like, there's something that you want to say, you're not being heard. And I was like, yeah. How do you know? Yeah. It's obviously new.
My head's psychic. Yeah.
I know, right? I know. It's like I'm there for the answers. I want you to tell me what's going on. But when you do, I'm like,
yeah, no, I don't like it. No. I get it.
But I do because I keep on going back.
Yeah.
So yeah, blue, good for just healing emotional wounds and connecting with your chakras.
And who of us does not have an emotional wound or two? Right.
Emotional trauma, childhood trauma. Get it out. Get it out. I'm very aware of how people are communicating these days, and a lot of it is via Zoom or anything like that. So I don't know about you, when I'm recording my podcast, I like to have some candles that may help me in that situation. For those who maybe do therapy online, maybe burn a blue candle whilst you're in your session in the background. That might help.
Interesting.
Yeah. But also help you talk about the things that you need to get out and, work on.
Amazing.
For me, it doesn't necessarily have to be going with an actual spell or incantation.
Maybe it's just to get you in that frame of mind.
Yes, a little bit of support. Like, your little cheerleader in the background.
Yeah. Come on, you can do this. I'm a kid.
Yeah, exactly. So green, and there's, I think, a couple of different meanings. So green helps bring your ideas to life and amplifies prosperity. So I've always associated green candles with money drawing. So, if you're in a troubled time.
It's the color of abundance and prosperity in so many different cultures as well. And also Again, always linking it back to crystals because that's what I'm a little bit more familiar with. Like crystals like jade, Amazonite, they're all about like prosperity, not just cash, not just money prosperity, but success and abundance and what you need and what you want. Yeah, makes sense that a green candle is similar, right?
And what other color is there? We've done pink and red. So pink is for romance. You can place a pink candle in your home, on your doorway, to welcome in love, which is lovely. Yes. But again, red is associated with love, sex, and passion, which is why you get, I guess, traditionally red roses for Valentine's Day.
We all use these ideas. We all have these color associations already. So it's not that weird.
Exactly. And purple, I've noticed that a lot of spiritual companies or Reiki, you see purple so much. And before I was like, do you not just like purple or what? And then obviously I looked into it and I'm like,
But do you know why purple is thought of as so, as a spiritual color? It's also thought of as a royal color because purples and reds used to be really expensive to make clothes purple and red, like the dyes to make the clothes purple and red.
Particular flower or something that was really rare or something.
Purple
like that.
was something weird, like a specific kind of bug. So they were really expensive to make the dyes to make clothes those colors and to make them really bright, to really dense, not just like washed out pastel. And so purples and reds were reserved for the royal members of society, the rich people, and the well-respected members of society, which were always the spiritual leaders, and later on the priests and the bishops and the whatever, So they were always associated with the spiritual leaders.
Nice.
One of the reasons I think why it's translated, into other things like candles and crystals. They're, the purple ones are very spiritual. They're a lot about sort of your spiritual development and your psychic development.
And chocolate.
And chocolate. I mean, that Cadbury purple, which I think is trademarked because it's so identifiable.
It is a beautiful purple, though. Do you know what? I would absolutely love a purple bedroom, just velour, deep purple, 4 poster bears, very regal.
There's something so luxurious about that color, isn't it?
I know, right? I don't have purple clothes.
Oh, well, another excuse to go shopping.
Exactly. Orange encourages your ambition and helps you broaden your horizons.
I get that. That makes sense to me because orange is always the color for like lifting your mood and giving you energy and stuff. So that's totally what you want when you want to go for something, right? And achieve your goals.
Is citrine orange or classed as yellow? Yellowy orange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And brown.
Well, I've never thought, before you tell us the definition, I've never thought of getting a brown candle.
No, neither have I. I mean, do you know what? Actually, do you know what? In terms of interiors and colorways, it's kind of like beige and nudie tones are kind of in fashion now, aren't they? Not for my house, because I'm all big, bold and colourful in my house. I wouldn't have thought of getting a brown candle just for the look.
Well, what's it for?
It's for relating to your resources, like health, energy, possessions, pets, endurance, and courage. It's not a bad one.
No. I always think of this, one of my friend's kids who's probably about 4. I asked her what her favorite color was and she said brown. And it just made me laugh because I don't think I've ever met someone whose favorite color is brown before, especially not like a small child. I'm not saying, I expected her to say pink, but brown was unexpected
out
for me.
Of all the colors. It's kind of one of those colors that you make when you're a kid, when you're trying to like experiment with colors. And you're like, I'm going to mix all of them together. And then you end up with a brown. You're like, I did not want that color.
Mm-hmm. I never wear brown.
No, neither do I. Do you know what? I think it can look quite sexy if you're doing the whole nude thing. But I don't think I've got one brown item of clothing.
I'd rather wear black. If I'm not going to go for a color, I just want to wear black.
Right? Like,
now, This is something that I know you want to talk about that I find interesting, is that there's different colors for different days of the week.
Yes, there is. Which, again, it's a personal thing, isn't it? It's a personal thing. We're not saying, right, on Monday, you have to wear this.
No.
And I think for me, the only time I kind of think about what am I wearing today on a Wednesday.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
Yeah, because of Mean Girls. I'm wondering if that's going to translate.
I've got a t-shirt that says, on Wednesdays, we smash the patriarchy.
Brilliant.
But it's pink. It is pink.
Good.
You can do both. You can wear pink and smash the patriarchy. They're not mutually exclusive, are they? I'm going to guess that if you're already overwhelmed with the different colors of candles, that don't move on to this step unless you want to, or don't ever move on to this step of, adapting the color to the different days of the week. I'm guessing that this links to, I think we covered it in one of our first episodes of season 1, where there's different days of the week, which are good for different kinds of spells.
Yes.
So I'm guessing that that's where this has come from.
Yeah, it's kind of like amplifying. So as I said before, with your moon water and your moon bath, it kind of amplifies your intention if you're adding a candle or something like a scent or some incense as well. In terms of wearing colours for each day of the week, it just enhances your rituals or the energy that you're putting out there. So let's start with a Monday, because I don't start my weeks with a Sunday.
I was just thinking, can we start with Monday? Because I hate, when you go to check a date on a calendar and it starts on a Sunday, it fucks me every time.
Sunday's the day of rest. That's the last, after hard work.
I'm not starting nothing on a Sunday. Not the week, not anything.
So Monday.
Okay, cool.
Silver, white, and grey, apparently.
Okay.
Silver, white, and grey. Tuesday, red, brown, and other autumn shades. I'm trying to, would be cute to, I kind of feel like I want to do some different outfit combinations. Wednesday, yellow and grey. Thursday, getting your regalness. And I was born on a Thursday. Purple and deep blue. That would be very rich. Stepping out like some kind of royalty, good royalty, obviously, good royal member. Friday, light blue, pink, green, and copper hues.
So the pink I get because Friday is meant to be the day where you perform love spells, apparently. So I get that you might want to amplify that with like a pink or a red candle, right?
Yeah, love that. Saturday, maroon, dark shades, and black. So goth versions of us. When
you've got the morbs. Nice little dark colors and cozy.
And Sunday, golden orange.
Well, that doesn't surprise me because it's the Sunday, the day of the sun, right?
Yeah.
So that you would have these golds and oranges makes sense.
Yeah. It would be interesting, like you said, to coincide that with the spells that you would be doing or would be beneficial on those days.
Cool.
There must be people that just literally, I'm going to be spotting I'm going to go out and be more aware of what people are wearing on those days and just see what they are actually wearing.
Because also we always say, just go by your intuition. None of these are hard, fast rules.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time our intuition goes along these lines.
Yeah. Like my spells that I thought I made up. Turned out I didn't. They were just in my head, in my intuition.
Or like, you subconsciously, if you need a little boost, you might pick out one of your nice bright jumpers that makes you feel a bit more up.
Yeah. Which is kind of trending this year. Have you heard of dopamine dressing?
No.
So dopamine dressing, which again, intuition, it's literally about wearing things that make you happy.
Oh.
Dopamine, a natural chemical that's in your brain that gets released, happiness, joy.
I've got the chemical compound tattooed on me.
No
Dopamine
way.
and serotonin. Woo!
That is amazing.
Can't produce it naturally. Store-bought is fine.
You're gonna have to tell me where to get that from.
Yeah, the doctor.
No, I just love that concept because for a while I was like, I'm quite into clothes and quite into fashion. I did a fashion degree, and I know I guess some people have different reasons for dressing. They want to present themselves in a certain way. They wear a color because it is trending. But then for me, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to wear clothes that literally bring me joy.
Yeah, I look at them and I smile.
Yeah, that was a rule. I started buying clothes with that intention. Will I gasp? Will that make me smile? Will I love wearing it? And it definitely improves my mood. If I'm wearing something that I love, then it's just like that extra abundance, that extra kind of little support system that's just with me. So yeah, look into dopamine dressing.
Oh, I love it.
And incorporating maybe these colors within your wardrobe for these days. I don't know.
Yeah, and that totally explains why you're wearing a Care Bear t-shirt.
Yes, which for the listeners is tie-dye pink and
there's
red.
Your date of birth on it as well.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? So it says 1982, but the Care Bears were formed and born in 1982. Oh, so not only are they turning 40 this year, I'm turning 40 this year. So yeah, this t-shirt was literally made for me.
That's so cute. Yeah. And it also explains why I bought a pistachio colored jumper with dinosaurs embroidered on it from Sugar Hill Bright, because it just made me smile. And I thought, every time I see this in my wardrobe and every time I put it on me and every time I catch a glimpse of myself wearing it, I'm going to smile.
There you go. And what color is it? It's pistachio, so like green.
Yeah.
So bringing your ideas to life, amplifying prosperity. So when you're walking past that, you're just going to be manifesting. Money's going to be coming
making it rain. I don't know what the
Yes.
dinosaurs mean though, but they're just cutesy.
They are cutesy.
Okay, so we've talked about different colors of the candles and so forth, but how do you actually perform a candle spell, or what a term that I think both of us feel more comfortable with, like a ritual or a little mini ceremony with a candle? What do you actually do? Tell me step by step.
So there are many different ways, and I have dabbled, and you can either get instructions or go through intuition. I think it's not really that difficult to mess up, I don't think, because like we were saying, it's literally about your intention. I'm definitely a believer of karma. So if your intention is to harm, then that can just come back to you. So you can choose the right color according to what your intention is. So say you did start a new job or you're having financial difficulties. It's not about making a spell and then it's gonna you're gonna win a lottery. It's just kind of opening your mind. So your intention, you're putting your desire out into the universe.
Yeah, it means you're going to be opening up and aware of opportunities that present themselves.
Right.
You're in that headspace. You're making space for it in your life.
Right. So number one, just think about what your intention is. What are you trying to manifest? So get that down on a piece of paper if you want to, or in your head. Get your candle, whether it's white or in this case, if you wanted to have a bit of prosperity in your life, get a green candle. And for me, I will either write my intention down and burn it with the candle or in a fire, or you can write it down and place it underneath your candle and put your candle on top and burn it. But whilst it's burning, just think about what your intention is. You can amplify it with crystals, some green colored crystals or crystals that are for prosperity. You can probably help me out there.
Crystals for prosperity are Amazonite, emerald, jade, pyrite, which isn't green, but it's one for that. Got some good ones there.
But again, to amplify, you can do it on a particular evening, according to the moon cycle, particular day. But again, you don't have to, but it's just that extra boost. There are different ways of using candle magic. There's specific candles that you can buy which have been blessed or
contain a spell already.
yes, if you don't want to do it yourself and don't know how, you're just a bit worried about messing it up. There are so many different ways, but I wouldn't overthink it. Because there's no rules, because no one can place a rule on your own intention.
Yeah, I love that. And then, so we make our little sacred space, we pick our candle, we might decorate the space a little bit with some accompanying crystals or so forth. You write your intention down if you want to, or you can just think about it, can't you, and visualize it.
Mm-hmm. Apparently parchment paper is a good one to use. Parchment paper, I've heard.
You want to try to avoid anything that's too chemically, because you don't really want to be burning carcinogenics in the air.
Yes.
Yeah, so then you either visualize, or you write down, or you burn, or you place it underneath or nearby, whatever you decide feels best for you.
Mm-hmm. I've also heard, so you know the long tapered candles or the big thick ones, you can actually not use a pen or just something with a sharp edge. You can actually write your intention and let it burn.
Amazing. And that, I think, you remember I told you about the witch that told me about the birthday candles? I think that was one of the tips she told me as well. That's really good for like a quick little spell or ritual or whatever, because you can write directly on them, carve into them, burn them in like, I don't know how long a birthday candle. You never really let a birthday candle burn until it goes out, do you? They normally get blown out instantly and covered with child spit. So
not anymore. Not allowed to blow out candles anymore.
Oh, thank fuck for that. There's nothing worse than seeing a cake that you get excited about and then having a bunch of children blow over it. Can't fucking have that frosting now, can I? Got to scrape the top layer off and pretend you don't like frosting. But really, you don't like other people's saliva. So yes, thank you. If COVID has brought us anything, that is what I'm most pleased about.
Yeah, get rid of that horrible tradition, which people in the future are going to be like, you did what?
No wonder you all got fucking sick and died at 90. Look at us now. We don't blow out birthday candles and we live to 300.
So true.
So you've lit the candle after all of these. What then? Like, is there anything about, I don't know, the way the candle burns, or, you know, what do you do once you've lit the candle?
Well, again, I used to work at a candle shop, weirdly enough. Best job ever.
Dream job.
Yeah. You should actually trim the wick. Not many people know this, but trim the wick to like no longer than a centimetre. So it shouldn't really burn above that, because that's when you get all the smoke and all the gross stuff. So keep your candle like trimmed. You can just get scissors and just like trim it. As the candle is burning, for me, I've got my intention. I may just repeat it either in my head or out loud. It's quite a personal thing, I think, in terms of doing these things. So I'm not just going to be doing it in the living room with everyone around me. It's kind of like a quiet area, quite safe space kind of thing.
I mean, you want to get yourself almost in a meditative state, right? Or state of calm, peace, serenity, quiet, not have people knocking on the door, your partner asking where his coat is in the coat cupboard, or your kids wanting to be fed.
Right. Your mind should be clear. So like you said, in the state of meditation. So I like to repeat my mantra a few times and just let it burn. But I don't like to blow it out. I like to just keep it burning for as long as I can. But there's no specific time. If like you need to go to bed, I'm not going to say just let it burn.
Yeah. And if it's like a massive pillar candle that lasts like 80 hours.
Yeah.
You're not going to sit there for 80 hours, are you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I do tend to just spend a little bit of time with my candle and watch it burn. If you watch the flame, see the flame can do different things. And remember, we've trimmed the wick.
Okay, yeah.
If your flame turns blue, they say that a spirit is close by. Oh. Which I kind of like, because I'm like, if there is a spirit close by, that maybe they're going to come help with my manifestation. They're just here to guide and make sure it gets the right person upstairs.
Someone's looking after you.
Yes.
You got a little cheerleader there.
Exactly. And if the flame is tall and strong, and remember we've trimmed the wick, your spell or manifestation, it will work wonders. A flickering flame This could mean the imminent arrival of spirits or strong feelings are at play around this spell. Yeah, that's never really happened to me before, but okay. A spluttering or popping flame. So we haven't covered the candle of spit or anything like that that's going to make it go crazy and do all that stuff. But that could indicate tension, conflict, or opposing forces working against your manifestation. If that was me, I would probably have something like a crystal for protection, to be honest, me personally, because I'm like, yeah, there's always people working against me.
Yeah.
Or you can just try to do your manifestation at another time. Because if there's something working against you, and it might not even be like spiritual, you might not just be in the right frame of mind. Chill. There's no rush for these things.
There are some people that do candle gazing. I mean, it's a known meditative technique, isn't it? To try to meditate and lose yourself by staring at the flame, but also that some people like to interpret what they see when they look into the flame. Are you seeing shapes? Are you seeing something that's making you think something or whatever? So I suppose you could do a bit of that as well and see if that feels like something that's intuitively working for you.
That's so funny, because I actually, like I said, with my fires, I love sitting there and just watching it and watching all the pretty flames and the shapes and like, like, you know, when you look at clouds, I think a lot of people look at clouds and you can see like, I don't know, dinosaurs. But you know, also, which I found recently, have you ever seen, there's like these sachets that you can put on fire for outside use only, and it changes the color of the flames.
Oh, how fun.
It's so pretty, and you can get red and orange, and I've looked into it before. There's different things you can do. I think it's just chemicals, basically. Don't just go rummaging through your cupboards. Salt, you get a really orangey flame when you put salt on fire.
So you can use those. You can incorporate those and do some garden firework.
Exactly. Right?
How fun. I'm going to go and set loads of things on fire now.
I know. I want fire. I want my bath. I just want everything. Scents. How have we got time to do anything else? I don't know.
Well, no, I know. Well, with all the crystal cleansing and the moon baths and the candle work, yeah, we lead very full lives. And then chuck in all the podcasting. No wonder we're always fucking tired. Oh, Sareta, that was so much fun. I can't wait to play a bit more of candles.
Thank you. Have you ever done a candle making course?
Not a course, but I've made candles before because it's super fun. I've never really played around with color that much with the candles I made. I played around a lot with the smells. But now I know what I'm doing.
Little plug there, Goddess Temple. I'm making my request. Can we get some kind of workshop for candles?
Candle making would be amazing.
Yeah, with different colors, and you can set your intention. And I think I bought in the past, I bought a candle with a spell, and it kind of came with a crystal on top and some herbs, and it was a special color.
Well, that would be a really fun one to do after our essential oils workshop that we're planning in the next few weeks, because then you would know a bit about the different oils and the different smells that you might want to put into your candle. And then we'll also do the colors. Yeah, fantastic. I will put that on the ideas list for workshops. So watch the space.
Fantastic.
Well, thank you so much for joining us again, Sareta. It's been so nice. It's been so fun learning about this.
It's all about the dopamine dressing and dopamine candles. I'm gonna have to get some dopamine candles going.
Thank you for listening, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
If you want lots more fun, moon info, and all things spiritual, plus our merch shop, please visit our website, weknewthemoon.co.uk. And if you want even more, head over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/weknewthemoon, and check out some of our bonus content. We're also on Facebook and Instagram at we.new.the.moon, and we're also on Twitter at weknewthemoon1. See you next time.